Live. All right, all right. Welcome everyone to Sex, Love, Marriage. Uh, I jumped on right on time. I was gonna say I'm on a little bit early, but not really. I'm a little bit. Okay. So, welcome to another episode of Sex, Love, Marriage. I am your favorite life coach and certified clinical sexologist, Coach K, bringing you another great topic on another great day. For those of you who have never been here before, you have never seen me, you just was scrolling and you said, her hair looks interesting, let me stop by. Just let you know a little bit about who I am. As I said, I'm a life coach and certified clinical sexologist, doula, business coach. Hey, Bully Main Wayne. Thank you for joining me here on Instagram. And I have a business. It is called Love and Intimacy 101 because my goal is to get us back to the basics. I work with women and I work with couples with growing intimacy, understanding it to have a more fulfilled and enjoyable sex life and sexual experiences. Simply because, whether we want to admit it or not, a healthy and thriving sex life makes for a healthy and thriving relationship, not just with your significant other, but with everyone that's in your space. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. That's just a reality. You can see more about who I am, learn more about my coaching practice if you go to loveandintimacy101.com. But in the meantime, let's jump into tonight's topic, which is same shit, different era. As you know, most of my topics come out of some discussion I've had, something I've seen, something that has scrolled through, and this one is no different. So I'm sitting around as our family does, me, my husband, and all of the kids, all of our five children. We're kind of just sitting around in the living room every once in a while. We get together when everyone is home, all seven of us, which is amazing, plus the dog. And one of the children was saying that they had recently parted ways with their significant other. No, they were not married. It was just a boyfriend girlfriend situation. So they had just parted ways. And she was like, yeah, I saw in his messenger. And of course, her partner in crime, her sister, was chiming in. And she said, he had messaged 8 other girls the same day that he messaged me. And I was the only dummy that responded back. She was like, that's just so corny. That's some crazy mess. Who does that? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, same shit, different era. The whole player mode, the whole how many people can I pull, the whole let me hide behind something or let me just throw a line out and see who catches it. That has been the mode forever. The difference is social media and technology. So if you think about back in high school and middle school, you used to little notes got passed. Will you be my girlfriend? Will you be my boyfriend? I think you're cute. Those little notes were sent around, and it was, I would say, probably in the high school, more of the high school era, it was less than likely that that went to just one person. She is in her very early 20s, and the guy is about 19 or 20. So they're very young and almost high school esque. And when you think about someone in the high school era, they're looking to just be with someone. It becomes very difficult to just sit with yourself at a young age because we're really not given those tools of how to deal with ourselves, how to be engaged with ourselves, how to be satisfied with just ourselves without feeling a sense of loneliness. And so that same feeling, it didn't go anywhere. We just added technology and social media to the mix, and it made it easier to now communicate with multiple people across the country at this point faster. So, whereas it used to be that the guy that was trying to get all the girls or the girl that was trying to get all the guys, you either had to drive from school to school. Um, if anybody that's listening is from Richmond, Virginia, it used to be the hangout on the Broad Street and you just yelling and beckoning at people as they walk past. But you did that until someone stopped. That's what guys did, honestly. Back then it was mostly the guys that were doing this, that were just yelling out, hey shorty, hey, you yell out until somebody responds. Same shit, different era. Now it's nothing for a guy who probably, and you have to be honestly not really interested in all the 8 to 10 people that you're sending this exact same copycat message to. You can't be but so interested. So it was an immediate attraction of the eye, the lust. It was a lustful throw out. And I would even go so far as to say it's more of a game. It's just to honestly see, who can I get? Well, then you get someone, and we're taking it now to the next level, because we talked about kind of the dating or the getting of the person. So now you get into the next level of, okay, now we're seeing each other on an everyday or regular basis. I was the one that jumped at the call. So now we're a couple months in. Who's to say that you're not going to do this again? Who's to say that your mindset has come out of, I'm just going to keep on yelling until somebody comes to me? It's very difficult to go into a purposeful relationship, especially when you have the information of, you were just out here to get anything. You didn't take the time to learn who this person that you were beckoning at, to see if it's even worth being in a relationship with. So now you guys are in this relationship. There is a very specific mindset of, I just wanted to see who I was going to get. And then a mindset of, ooh, somebody's interested in me. That doesn't always pan out. If you know someone who is the person that has to keep multiple folks around, if you really sit back and think about their relationship that they've had, and how they are either stagnant, unhealthy, or they just didn't work out at all, it's probably because they kept the same mindset of, I just want to see who I can get, no matter who it is. To have no standard at all, because at that point, you don't have a standard. If you're literally just throwing the fishing line out, and whoever hooks onto it, that's who you will be with. That means that you will probably try to mold yourself into the person that you reeled in. If that is the case, it absolutely will not work out unless someone within the first 30 days can be completely transparent about who they really are at the core and how this relationship began. I would say, to be very perfectly honest, if the guy would have came into this and said, you know what, I sent this message to about 8 different girls that I was looking at on Instagram, and you responded, and I'm glad you responded because X, Y, and Z. Now the girl may be like, Oh, wow, this is what you do? But in all honesty, that to me, that mindset is a little bit different. It's just slightly different, a little bit. I'm not saying that as a far stretch it's going to be a perfect relationship, but that mindset is a little different simply because they're being truthful from the beginning. If you walk into any relationship withholding information, being less than honest, not comfortable being honest, not able to be transparent, that relationship will not last. It will become strained and it will break apart until someone gets the balls enough to be honest and transparent, period. I don't care how much it may hurt. You have to be okay with being honest. Now, by him saying that, that allows her to now make an informed decision of, hmm, do I stay with somebody who's just looking for anybody? Or do I ask more questions to try to learn why this person was out here looking for anyone? I appreciate that because that honesty part that does matter. If the guy was honest and the girl was trying to figure out the why, that begins the building foundation of a healthy relationship. Because now I'm trying to find out about you. Thinking about relationships from 15, 20 years ago. Most men were not given the space to be vulnerable or transparent or honest about their multiple relationships or whatever they were doing behind the scenes. Women just didn't. They just didn't disclose. The expectation of a man was that he was going to be a player. Why? Because as little boys, we immediately look at a cute little cuddly little toddler and say, oh, you're going to be a player. We look at the 5-year-old, oh, you're going to have all the girls. They get in middle school, oh, them girls going to be all over you. You're going to have plenty of girls. Because from a very small age, we've conditioned little boys to be a player and have multiple women, multiple girls. That's what's being placed upon them. And I know you say, oh, well, they know right from wrong, da, da, da. But let's be all the way real. When you say these things, and as adults, we just say them, we don't mean it. But when you say that, when you put those words out and it is said so many times, it almost becomes an expectation of that child. So now you have this little boy who is now grown up. He has not been able to, have this multiple girl scenario. So now he's just looking for anyone. Now we have these internet relationships. And I think that's probably one of my rooms that I have coming up soon. I sit and I watch, it's a show called It's Life After Lockup, Love During Lockup, all of those shows like that. And it makes me think of how many people want relationships, but they don't want people or the person. And I hope that that's making sense. Technology and social media has made it so easy to not have to actually deal with a person or people that we still have this urge to be engulfed with someone, but really not be committed or engulfed with that person, if that makes sense. So while it is literally the same shit, it is just a different era. The rules of the game probably changed a little bit, but the game is still the same. The game has not changed at all. If there is someone who has been a player from the Himalayas for over 30 plus years and they're still getting away with it, is because they paid attention to the rules. Excuse me, they paid attention to the game. They have the basis of the game and they're actively creating their own rules. And I will say to the person who is relationship bound, who wants the relationship, but they do not want the commitment of the person or the people, I would say you should honestly research and look into polyamory. That may be something you want. Or thank you. I'm glad I'm making sense because a lot of times I say things and it makes sense up here, but I want to make sure when it come out it's making sense. Or when you get with someone, you can say from the beginning that I want an open relationship. But I will tell you, big, bold, bright letters, let me tell you, being in a polyamorous relationship and being in an open relationship does not equate to you being able to do whatever the hell you want to do. That's not what that means. Nowhere close to what that means. That is not, oh, a pass to cheat. Bullshit. It is not. There are still parameters and boundaries that you have to adhere to in order to have a healthy, thriving polyamorous relationship and a healthy and thriving open relationship. But you have to know why it is that you are searching for this thing, because neither one of those should be taken lightly. In fact, those two relationships, amongst others, are even harder to maintain than a singular monogamous relationship, because there has to be even more check-ins. And you know what? I won't go too far into that because that might be a room for the future. I don't want to give you too much on that one. But there has to be way more check-ins and communication and transparency when you have made the decision, because at the end of it all, it's still a relationship. So for anyone who's out there that's super pissed off and just mad with the game, I don't like the way people are nowadays. That's the thing. People these days, da, 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 da. People these days, da, da, da. People these days are the same motherfuckers from the other days. Let's just be real. Technology and social media has just made it more convenient and quicker for you to find out. Bottom line, don't hate the player, hate the game. And if you hate the game, won't you learn the game? And either you play it or you stay out of it. Be okay with calling people out on their shit. Like, I literally watched an episode where a girl pulled a pair of thong underwear out of her boyfriend's drawer, and he explained it away as, oh, maybe they were there for a while. And so she came back, and then the same girl who left the underwear took a video of him in the shower and him and her talking while he was in the shower. She sent it to the girl from his phone and then deleted the message. She ghosted him, which that whole ghosting shit, that's a whole nother discussion. That's some bullshit. Confront people and cut it off, have closure and keep it moving. But that's not here nor there. And he said, I didn't do anything wrong. She's not going to leave me. I'm going to stay with her. And I'm like, oh my gosh. First of all, girl, you pulled the underwear out, and that wasn't the first incident. Call him out on his shit. And if you decide to stay, shut the fuck up. because you know what it is. Stop getting mad. Same shit, different era. Period. There is not a change of people these days. There is an upgrade to communication by way of technology and internet and access to more people. So you're not just getting played with the girl down the street or somebody in the next town. You're getting played with people in other states, countries, and sometimes locked up. It's just you have to be smarter about who you are allowing yourself to enter into relationships with. I am not someone that would go into a DM and be intrigued enough to begin a relationship. That's just me. And of course, I'm married, so that's not even a question. But just me as a person, that's not where I want to start my relationship at all. Some people love it because, again, they don't mind the relationship. They just don't want the person or the people. And I get that, to each their own. And I say, if that is you, go for it. Just be transparent about it. If it's you talking to one person plus a couple other, just say that. When you message them, hey, I am just free flowing. I'm looking for relationships, friendships, whatever. Just be honest. That's the biggest thing. People get hurt behind lies. The truth is painful, but it's necessary. What they say, the truth hurts, but a lie kills. Stop killing folks out here with your lies. Just be truthful and honest and realize that this game is the same game that's been around for however long. The rules may vary from person to person. You have the authority, you have the power, and you have the know how to make your own rules. If you are upset because someone played you, take a step back. If not, you'll get caught up every time. Yep, every single time. Take a step back. See the role you played in this whole situation. Learn from it, regroup, and move forward. And I'm pretty sure that that was my topic from last week. You can go check the video on that, but I talked deeply into that about see the part that you played in it and stop allowing things to happen to you. Be a part of your own healing process and your next step to doing better. Hey, they got my boo just joined S.Ford. So you find out the role that you have played in this situation and move forward from that. Because if you steadily are concentrating on what that person did and how they played you, you will forever hate the game. Because the game does not care about individual people at all. The game is the game. You found out what role you played in the game, how you want to move forward strategically by creating your rules. You get up and you move forward. Don't jump back in until you're ready. That's just the bottom line. Well, we are 24 minutes after the hour. You know I don't like to keep you guys here too long. And I totally forgot to give you my rundown of what we have coming up. Shame on me. So for all the kiddos, if you have children, if you're in the Richmond area or surrounding areas, Chesterfield, Henrico, wherever, if you have the kiddos and you do not want to do the traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating, because let's be real, it be cold outside and there's a whole bunch of foolishness out here, you can come to the haunt at Norchest. It is for all the little ones. We have indoor trick-or-treating. We're going to have a whole haunted house. They're going to have a treat bag is provided. Dinner for the kids is provided. Adults are free with paid children. So adults, you can come on in with your paid child. You can go to the haunt at Norchest. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You go to the haunt at Norchest on any platform, or you can just message me for the clickable link. We also have Mindfucked that is coming November the 12th. That is Saturday. We have a 2 o'clock and a 6 o'clock class. Mindfucked is a couple sensual touch yoga class. You can do that virtually or in person. I'm super excited about that. If you go to Mindfucked, and that's MINDPHUCKED 22.eventbrite.com, or just message me and I'll make sure you get that clickable link. Super excited about that. And She Flow, which is the ladies sensual touch class, that is coming on December the 4th. That's Saturday. It's a 2 o'clock class, and then there's a 6 p.m. class. Why? Because we have to get back in tune with ourselves, open ourselves, so that we're going to be open and in tune with our partners, period. Heightening your sexual experiences is it's necessary. It's just necessary. And those two classes are designed for that. And also, ladies, I have a special paint and sip coming up for you guys. Just thank Muse Vagina. So I am here every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a brand new topic. And next week, our topic is, are you living insanely? Are you just doing the same things and running into walls? That is what next week's topic is all about. If there is ever a topic that you want to hear about, or you have a question that you want answered anonymously right here, just let me know. Remember to follow me on all social media platforms at Coach K101, CoachKay101. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go and follow, subscribe there, turn on your notifications, and I will see you guys back here on next Tuesday night. And don't forget Candid Conversations with the Fords, where you get to meet the Fords. You get to ask us anything. Don't forget about that. That's every other Saturday. So thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.